Hey, good morning, G-Tape. Alright. Beansy, anything to say? No? Okay, making sure. Sometimes she's got an opinion. Anyways, getting ready to go to the fairground. We've got a comparison I want to do today with 1650s. Got a Castle 1650 fully censored with the Mamba Monster X on 8S. And then the 1650 KV Hobbywing with the Max 6 on 6S. And obviously they're two completely different power systems. This is set up for way more voltage, but they're almost identical in size. So I just kind of want to compare what each is capable of, performance-wise, on road mostly. Well, now you got something to say. I do have Basher Queen shock towers on this guy, and just a cheap Amazon 35 kilogram servo that's been doing really well. So I got the Basher Queen servo mount for him, and then there's the rear. I love the Basher Queen stuff, very high quality parts. I also upgraded my Traxxas sledge to have the same shock towers, and man, that stock back one bent so bad, so fast, but had no issues since upgrading to those Basher Queen parts on the sledge as well. And then this guy, I love the M2C motor mount on this guy, man. Very happy with that, because there's no upper support, so you still get this brace right here to keep anything happening from slamming down. So very happy with that. This guy's got what did we end up landing on? Right now he's on 2346, which is I think the stock high-speed gearing. So I could actually probably put the cover back on there and have a little better protection on that, now that I think about it. And then this guy I believe is on 2250 gearing. And I mean, tire size, final ratio, all that stuff, I want to say they're going to be pretty similar in mile per hour as far as RPM with the motor goes. So obviously he'll be running on 22 volts and he'll be on 33 volts, but I don't know, thought it'd be kind of fun to do a little bit of a comparison of the two. I'm also going to take my Big Daddy out. This beast. Charging these up. That's what all that racket is right now. Charging these things up for this guy. See if I can. I've turned the ESC up a little bit more because I want to see if I can push this system. Still running 38, 39 gears. And just can't even really get much temps out of the motor or the ESC yet. And it's plenty fast. So this thing scares the shit out of me. I don't want to anger it, but everything I've pulled, data logging and all that good stuff, shows that it's got plenty of oomph left in it. Like I said, I can't even get the fan to come on yet, but we'll see what happens. We'll take this trio out today to the fairgrounds. The Greeley Stampede grandstand parking lot is where I like to go, out to the fairgrounds parking. Huge parking lot. So Beans, please don't chew on that, okay? It's not cool. So I'll see you guys out there. Alrighty guys, I'm back out here to the grandstands again, and so I'm gonna run the XRT, the Fireteam, and the 8S Kraton today. I already kind of went through everything, but we'll take another quick look-see-poo here now that we're out on location, as Kev would say. There we go. Set everything nice and neat over there. So the fully censored Mamba Monster X setup. We're comparing his 1650 with this 1650 KV Hobbywing. Both 8S ESCs, but technically this motor is only rated for 6S. I've ran it on 8S with this same exact power setup in my Limitless for speed runs, and one at a time it does pretty good. It gets a little warm, but it handles it. But we'll just run him on 6S today. Pretty comparable power. I think this is a 5450 6S LiPo, and then dual 6500s in here, both max amp, 150 discharge. And then over here on this big daddy, we got the XLX2 behind the 800 kV hobbywing, and we've turned up this guy a little bit to see if we can kind of get some temps out of this setup, because it's just been ice cold, man. And this one is perfect. I really don't want to mess with him. 2346 seems to be perfect. The motor gets slightly warm, and the fan begins to kick on with him like at 105, 106 degrees. So this setup here, gosh, I don't want to mess with it. I've geared him up off of a 17 tooth because it just, you could tell it wanted more, and it just wasn't quite fast enough. So we're going to see what happens today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and rip the Fireteam first. A lot of snow left in the parking lot. Come on, wheels. Yes. That's a little faster than the 17 tooth. Almost felt like the ESC cut out. Maybe. Yeah, the ESC cut out. Huh. That's odd. I don't know. Seems to be acting fine now. I've noticed with this 1650, no matter what you do with it, the mesh sounds horrible. Like it's just like a dying cat. There we go, the LiPo's warming up a little bit. Was acting strange there for a second. This is one of them new Gen 2 hobbywing ESCs to the Max 6. Can't use my old Wi-Fi module to tune it. I gotta either buy the new Bluetooth module that they came out with, or use that programming card, which is what I ended up doing because I had one that came with the Gen 2 Max 8 that I have in my infraction. Actually, it's the new censored setup that Hobbywing came up with. Max 8 with that censored, oh, what is it? Is it a 2200 or a 2250? I can't remember. It's pretty good. It's not bad. As far as censored goes, it's not bad. But I still think Castle kind of has the market in that lineup. They've got their censored setup in this XRT right here, and whoo, man, is it smooth. Smooth. Whoops. Oh, nice. A little bit of a roof scratcher. Seems to be operating fine now. I don't know what the dealio was a few minutes ago. Full throttle there didn't seem to cut out any. Yeah, it seems to be doing just fine. Right, meow. Yeah, I think she warmed up a bit was all. Like a diesel, needs to warm up a sec. It is cold. Got my pantyhose on. My little cute gloves are on. I'm tropical people, man. Get cold easy. Didn't really feel too impressed with this setup stock. I felt that it was okay, you know, for the lighter stuff like the Notorious and the Kraton. But that little bit bigger 7th scale chassis, I mean, I don't have a Mojave, so maybe those guys will disagree with me, but I just felt like it was a little underwhelming bone stock. But definitely a lot more fun with this 1650 Max 6 combo at 6S, you know, which I wanted to keep him at 6S. He's running pretty good. 2250 gears. I think I fattened it up a little bit on the center diff with my own million. So I think it came stock with 200,000 weight. And I just shoved in a little bit of million and let a little bit of that weak sauce kind of ooze out a little. So I don't know, if I was to guess, it's probably around the 650 range, which seems to be pretty good. You know, you still get quite a bit of front transfer for what it is, that all-terrain attack vehicle, blah blah blah. I don't really jump this one a whole lot. It's mostly for this right here, just hauling ass on road and in dirt. Oh shit. That's a good one. Oh, walk of shame. Walk of shame it is. I love it. They actually plow the snow here. This parking lot's pretty dang good sized. All gets piled right there. I don't know what's going on over here. I keep hearing a big old impact guns. They're doing tire work on that bill machine, looks like. There you go, bub. I don't really ever use the handbrake. I do in my infraction, but I don't know. I if I think about it, I use it, but most of the time it's almost like you just don't really need it. This thing's plenty fun enough without it. No TSM or ASC or fucking whatever you want to call it. Pretty stable platform, man. You don't really need all that extra garbage. Just throw a little extra horsey on it and she's good. Still got the stock tires. I haven't had to re-glue these or nothing. I haven't had to mess with anything except for just throwing in bigger power. And then I didn't need to change the shock towers, but I did. They weren't bent at all. They were perfect. But there was that sale they were having there for the Black Friday and everything through Christmas, and Basher Queen stuff that's just top-notch parts, man. If you guys haven't upgraded to a Basher Queen carbon fiber part yet, Basher Queen carbon fiber part, you order. You need to. Next time you bend something, check out her page, man, on eBay. It's impressive stuff. Save you some weight, which the lighter you are, the better, especially if you're a heavy-duty basher. And rigidity, way better. Just more durability all around than that garbage 6061 everybody likes to use for their RTRs. All right, let's give you a little break, a little breather. We'll bring on the next contestant. Okay, hopefully I can get this set up to work. My camera's just chilling with a little tripod stand on top of my remote here, all wrapped funny like. All right, so we're gonna run the big dog next. Ooh, saucy. Nice. I advanced the motor timing up a notch. It was on low on 5, now it's on normal for 10. Honestly, I just had no idea where to start with this XLX2. We started low and we're just turning it up slowly. Gosh, that thing's wheeling way more now. That's badass. I could barely get the nose to come off the ground before. Huge puddle, no big deal. Definitely a lot torquier now that I pumped up the timing a bit. First scuffs on the old tail wing from a wheelie. Yeah. Love it. I don't do a lot of ramp session type stuff this time of year. Just breaks too much crap. But itching to get the ramps out. Really trying to video more as I drive my rigs around, because you wouldn't believe me if I told you, but there's over 30 of y'all that enjoy seeing that silly stuff. So I'm gonna keep posting stuff and getting better at it, because I know the footage I provide kind of sucks because of my skill set, the whole recording while I drive thing. So I'm experimenting with different stuff, seeing what works best for me. Full throttle. Let her eat. Crazy the difference that made, pumping that timing up a little bit. Curious to see what amps we're going to be pulling today when I pull the data. I think I just bumped the power up a notch too. I started it at a maximum of 96%, and then the other day was 97. I believe right now we're at 98. And still no fires, man. Shoot. See if we can get some temps out of him today. Wake him up. Definitely a lot punchier. I think I've got the punch control turned down to 30% too. I think I had it turned up to around 60. Just to kind of help ease her in, break-in wise, when you're brand new to something you find scary. Because like many others, I watch way too much YouTube, man, and seen all the horror stories about the XLX2, but then you see the other side of it, you know. And I'm a big fan of Raz Schifrin, man. That guy takes a lot of love, a lot of pride, and has a lot of joy come out of what he does with this hobby. And I mean, he doesn't make as much footage these days, you know, because he's dove into developing. Man, anytime he comes out with something new, I pay attention, because when they make something, they go for real. He goes big, man. He doesn't do anything half-ass. And so you ask him what he thinks about the XLX2, and he'll tell you, if you've had a fire, it's probably your own damn fault type of deal. And I'd say with as many amps as he cranks out of one of them things, man, 700, give or take, you know, on what he's doing on his full pulls, that's just nuts. So how do you not, you know? And so far, I'm pretty damn impressed. I was gonna just go with the Max 5, but pretty glad I didn't. And if you listen closely, there's no fan on. The ESC still is not running the fan. Only thing I hear running is that that baler back yonder over there. All right, full trigger coming at you. That's probably, I don't know, I should have brought some sort of speed tester, but I think I'm over 50, maybe 52, 53. And that's 38 on the pinion, 39 on the spur. I've got a 38 tooth spur gear that I like to put on here. And then I can squeeze on with a stock motor mount up to a 40 tooth pinion gear at that point, which I have ordered. And I think I will, man. After what I've seen today, she needs more. I've turned the motor up, the ESC, the timing's advanced. Still, I'm guessing everything's running really well, temperature-wise. ESC's just laughing at it. This rig was heavy, especially with those 11,000 milliamp hour Gens Ace Basher Pros. Holy crap, those things are 989 grams a piece. Big boy power. Full trigger, baby. Love this setup, man. It's so big, so heavy, so ridiculous. Way too much power, sis. Fuck yeah. Okay, for the moment I've all been waiting for. Yes, sir. Oh, the butter. The butters. Trying to actually avoid all these water puddles. Probably doesn't look like it too much, but that's, you know, that's the name of the game today. Wooden water puddles at Mock Jesus. You know, I'd have to say it's kind of funny, man, between this and the Fireteam. Scale-wise, you can feel, obviously, a weight difference and a size difference. But the two drive very similarly to me. That 1650 Hobbywing setup in the Fireteam compared to this 1650 censored setup, castle setup. And this, you know, we're talking about an 11 volt difference. And it's just weird how similar they feel. Pretty good pairs for each. Kind of pretty happy / stoked on that. Golly. Just, you know, whatever you want to do kind of power. As soon as it does get warmer, I am going to send this off the ramp, and it will be introduced to El Backflip. One thing I didn't like about the stock setup on this guy was how hot everything got, you know, especially the motor with that huge heat sink they were bragging about. Looks so cool, looks like a V8 motor and 2 fans and blah blah blah. That motor would get smoking hot, man, especially if you're running on road like I'm doing right now. The bashers, you know, the Chef Beadsleys and the dude 81, you know what I'm talking about. They didn't have as much trouble with temps. Chef Beardsley, man, he loves to go out to them pits, them gravel pits where there's not a lot of traction. And just, he sends it, and man, as far as durability goes, man, that's the guy you want to pay attention to. Big fan of the earplugs in the center diff of all of his rigs. I haven't really messed with this one with any of the differentials. I have put the Castle system in it, and I put the Garage Life RC wing mount on there, which you can't see with the body on. But that's it. That's all I've done to this rig. It was a blast stock. I just didn't like how hot it got all the dang time. So I do notice too in the wintertime that your rig has to warm up. And it's your lipo more than anything. As soon as your lipo gets a little heat to it and it's not so cold from being out here in the 40-degree temps, 30-degree temps. Because I don't bring my wife's blow dryer. I should start doing that. But yeah, once you pull some amps out of that thing and let it warm up a bit, all of a sudden the truck just kind of begins to wake up. It's kind of cool. That's about half throttle right there. We're gonna see. There's some full throttle. Just screaming when you actually squeeze full throttle. You can hear it. Full pizza cutters on the front. I think I'm going to check temps real quick. Get the old temp gun out. Oh yeah. If I had to take a guess, we're probably around 110, 120. Maybe. Gosh, maybe 110. Fans running on the ESC. We can actually get this. Oh, it just turned off as I said that. We can actually get the fan to turn on this ESC, unlike the XLX2. And as I said that, it turned off because it's maybe 100 degrees, 95. Got the old temp gun out, so. All right. Let's have some more fun. You can feel the RPM difference though. I will say this Castle setup, you can definitely feel that 56,000 RPM. You know, I mean, that hobbywing, you're maybe getting 40 to 45 at full tilt boogie. Woo, doggies. This thing is just so much fun. Love this new platform, man. Love it, love it, love it. Alrighty, guys, just a quick wrap up. Temps got pretty warm on him, but freaking impressed, man, because they say to put that power system in something the size of like an Arrma Felony or a Limitless or something. So this is a little large from what they say for that Castle 1650 setup, but loving it. Absolutely loving it, man. Definitely has more RPM than this guy did with his hobbywing in 1650 ESC Max 6. I mean, I think it just got him on 3 for the punch, you know, so where it is out of the box. But I love how similarly these two drive from one another. You kind of know what to expect. I mean, the TSM really isn't needed on the XRT with how I've got it dialed in. And that guy, I don't even have any telemetry for him. And very happy with pumping up the ESC a little bit and advancing the timing. I think I am going to go ahead and throw on that 38 tooth spur gear and then go with the 40 tooth pinion, see what happens. Maybe then we'll be able to get the fan to come on. But another fun day, man, out here to the fairgrounds behind the grandstands. This parking lot is massive, so if you guys ever want to come out here and play with me sometime, if you want to ever like be out here on it with me, for a good one on it, for the time. Anyway, Supernova RC out.